all right, I'm gonna tell you a new story. I haven't told this story all weekend, and I've only told it once before, so I don't know how it's gonna go. But if it doesn't go well, we'll end on a good note. I promise. Cool. So I've been meaning to say it, but I haven't been able to. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna miss my 20s. I'm gonna miss them. I had a lot of good moments. Met a lot of cool people. I'm thinking about, I guess, like, now that, it's getting closer, a month away, I start thinking a lot about, like, from 20 to now, right? All the things that have happened. And I'm thinking a lot about the people I've been meeting. And I remember, one person comes to mind. I remember I was in Amsterdam for the second time when I was about, like, 22. And I was with all my buddies. And we had been there before. We had taken, like, a college trip for, like, a spring break one year. But this was, like, the first time we'd been in, like, 4 years. And we were walking around the red light district, and we were kind of, like, reminiscing. And if you don't know the red light district, it's like where all the prostitutes are. And my buddies were all, we're all talking. One of my buddies looks at me, he's like pointing at a window. He's like, "You remember?" And I was like, "I'd like to not," And as we're walking by like this one window, there was a prostitute in like a heated argument with like this guy, random dude. And I don't know I don't know how it started, but I came in the middle, and basically the prostitute was arguing. She said, "It's $100 for my services. I don't care what you think it is, it's $100. And the guy was like, "Well, I remember when it was $50. And there was a little part of a fucked up part of my brain that went, "Well, I remember when it was $50 too." But I would never tell a woman what to charge for a body. But so all my buddies and I, we were drunk, just kind of watching how this was going to unfold. As we're watching, the prostitute kind of like locks eyes with me, and she goes, "You see that guy right there? I'll fuck him for $50. And I wasn't planning on going to work that night. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm just trying to enjoy my time, eat a stroop waffle, whatever. So, but I'm with all my buddies, so they're all like, "Dude, you got it. And then, I did one of those nerdy things where I was like, "Me, you know what I mean, for real, And, really?" And she was like, "Yeah, you." And I was like, "Why?" And she was like, "Well, I like glasses." That's really what she said. She's like, "I have a fetish for glasses, so it works out perfectly." And I was like, Jesus Christ. So, whatever. So I go in her room. The drunk guy who was arguing with her, he goes away, whatever. I go into her room, and you've never done this before. Pretty much when you walk in there, immediately you just start stripping. And taking off my clothes, and she's like, she's the coolest prostitute ever. She's like, "Can you believe that guy?" I'm like, "No, I can't." I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "Wow, I can't believe we're having a conversation. This is amazing." And she was like, "Have you done this before?" And I was like, "Years ago." And she was like, "Okay, cool. So you remember, like, put your clothes over there, get on the bed, don't touch the condom." They're very adamant. And it's like, don't touch the condom. Yeah, of course. I don't want to have any skin-to-skin contact with you. No offense, you know what I mean? But, like, who knows? So she goes, "Yeah." So I'm on the bed, whatever, and pulls off my pants, and I'm already ready to go. Like, 22 years old, flags up, So, yeah. So, so I'm ready to go. And then and she was pumped. She was like, "Okay, cool. So you've done this before. The last time you were here, do you remember if the person you were with put the condom on with their mouth?" And I was like, "No." And she goes, "Well, I can do that." And I was like, "That sounds amazing." And then she goes, "Okay, cool." She goes, "All right, so just lean back." And I leaned back, and then she put the condom on like my tip, and then it was kind of like a little beret. And then and at 22, I'm very immature. I'm still immature now, but like back then I was very immature. When she put on like the little beret in my head, I was like, "Oh, oh yeah." So then, if you never had this done before to you, pretty much they put it on like that, and then the idea is that she's gonna go down with her teeth and then glide with her teeth down to put the condom on with her mouth, right? So as she goes to hover over the condom, I explode. Just immediately. She didn't even make contact, and it was like a sewer cap, just fucking whatever. Just hit her in the face, She's like, "Oh my goodness," And she was a pro. She was like laughing about it. She was like, "Oh my God, that's hilarious." And I was like, "I'm so sorry, you're so good, You're the best I've ever seen." So this is how cool she was. She goes, "Okay, well, I mean, that was something I didn't expect. But, if you want to go again in like 10 minutes, I'll wait for you and we can go again." But after that post-nut, I was like, I want to just see my friends. But I thanked her for her time, and I said, "You're the best, and hope to see you again." And she was like, "Enjoy Amsterdam." And then we hugged, which was crazy, and then high-fived. And then this is all true. And then we walk outside of her door, and then all my friends are like 6 of them are just waiting right there on like the edge of the canal, like where her door was. And all of them, they see me, they go, oh, there he is, you know, like, how was it, buddy? And I was like, oh, it's great. And then she was standing still outside, and they looked at her and they go, how'd he do? And then she looks at them and goes, you'll never believe it, he just destroyed my pussy. Yeah. And that's how I met my wife. So.